All right, you guys, welcome to Spark It Up Sports, your one-stop shop for all things football and all things marijuana.
I'm Big Steve.
And I'm Johnny.
We're coming to you from our home studio in Pacific Beach, San Diego. Welcome to episode 14.
Big day today. We have the sports equinox, sports across all 5 major sports, MLB, NBA, NFL, MLS, and NHL hockey.
All 5 of them. Big day for sports, big day. But, we focus on the football. So topics for this week for us are going to be NFL, NCAA review from this last weekend. Then we got our blunt break, world famous. What blunt you got for us today, Johnny?
We got El Blunto Verde Especial Silver.
See?
Yeah, real good.
I can't wait. The thing looks like a monster, dude. Real fat blunt.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Gonna taste good. Gonna taste real good.
After the blunt break, we're going to be doing an NCAA NFL preview for this upcoming weekend. Bunch of good games again. Huge Big Ten matchup. Looking forward to that one. And then we have our edible of the week. What do we got for the edible?
P&B Kitchen's caramel-filled dark chocolates, 100 milligrams. These things taste fantastic.
They are absolutely delicious, which kind of worries me about strength because they don't taste that weedy.
But we'll see. But
yeah, we'll see.
See how we're talking at the end of this episode. See.
Yeah, see how if they kick in. I'm sure we're gonna eat them all because they're fucking delicious.
They taste so good.
Yeah.
If you guys are used to the little Halloween candy right now, that's Halloween time. Rolos are fantastic. Got caramel on.
Yeah, the caramel in there is nice and soft. Good to go.
Look at this thing. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I got caramel on my lip.
Oh. Really good.
I'm a sticky mess now.
Mm-hmm. They taste really fucking good.
Yeah, hopefully
they're fucking strong. But we'll see.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
All right, let's move on to our NFL Week 8 review. Sunday was National Tight End Day, which if you were watching Red Zone or any kind of if you watch any of the football games, you heard it how many times yesterday?
150 times.
150 times. It was good to see the tight ends actually showed up on National Tight End Day, though.
Couple numbers from this day. 177 touchdown receptions on a Sunday. Most ever by tight ends in a single day.
Yeah, they broke the record for most receptions. And I feel like they've been having a kind of a down year, too. To see it come out and perform like that was awesome. How'd Brock Bowers do?
Brock Bowers, 4 receptions. He did have a jersey exchange with Travis Kelce for National Tight Ends.
Ooh, I like that. That's pretty cool.
But
I bet there's some pretty dope pictures from that jersey exchange.
Absolutely. Short story about that. He's actually the one that started the Tight End Day, I believe, 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, really?
He had a great
All
day,
makes sense.
and then they're the ones that put it together. Let's go ahead and jump into these football games. All right, starting off with the Raiders. Chiefs versus Raiders, 27-20 loss. Tough game, but you know what? The Raiders covered. That's all that really matters. Raiders have given up 60.
Was it 10 points?
It was 9. It started at 10. It came down to 9, but we still covered all 9. Thank God for the 9.
Right.
Unfortunately, Raiders having a tough year this year. Raiders have given up 66 points off of turnovers.
Holy
That's just not
cow.
good.
Yeah.
It all comes down to Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew.
That's like 8 points a game.
Yeah, doesn't break down really good.
No.
But Mahomes, actually, the story of this game, passes for 262 yards, 2 touchdowns. So good for him. Kermit the Frog-looking motherfucker.
I saw him and Max Crosby jawing at each other a little bit.
That's the best part about this game is it brings out the best in the Raiders. I think they play the Chiefs probably the best they play any other NFL team. And last team to actually beat the Chiefs is the Raiders last year.
That's crazy. It was them.
Right?
I feel like the Chief gets everybody's best, though.
Absolutely.
The Chiefs.
Gardner Minshew, our trusty starting QB for the day, 24 for 30, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Threw 2 touchdowns to DJ Turner and Jacoby Myers. So good to see them finally stepping back in, getting into the game. Now that Devontae is finally out of there. Chiefs moved to 7-0. They're still undefeated. They're top of the NFL.
Still undefeated, top of the chain, going for the 3-peat.
Yeah, Raiders falling to 2-6. As Antonio Pierce said, still trying to find our identity week 8 into the season.
I read that right before I got over here. I don't know, man. Still looking week 8. Got to figure something out by this time of year, I feel like.
It's tough. But the bright spots for the team is the Raiders' defense looks fantastic still. Max Crosby.
Hire a new head coach and keep him as D coordinator? Would that be possible? Or once he's fired, he's gone?
Yeah, he's gone. He wasn't even a D coordinator. He was
No, but I think he would be a good D coordinator. Yeah. I don't know if he's right for the head coaching position, but I do think he would be a D coordinator.
Yeah, a couple more bright spots for this. Max Crosby did get a sack. Tyree Wilson got a sack. Trevon Moehrig forced an interception. That was a good play. Bobby Spillane, Western Michigan's finest.
Still the leading tackler, right?
Still the leading tackler in the NFL. Did get hurt early in this game. Does come out a little while later.
You can't keep him down.
No, cannot keep him down. He's a strong forward in this Raider defense, and it's good to see him out there. He's still leads the team in tackles, and he still led them in tackles in this game.
And he got hurt.
And he got hurt. Was out for quite a few.
Go
plays.
Broncos, baby!
Yeah, so that's good. He's definitely the bright spot in our defense. Kermit the Frog got us again.
Let's move on to the Bears versus Commanders. It was an absolute disaster of a game, as I know everybody saw. The Hail Mary heard around the world.
Oh, man, that was tough.
Unfucking believable. Tyreek Stevenson, what the fuck are you doing to end the game that way? The game came down to didn't come down to this, but it was Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels.
That's the storyline
of the game. Williams was 10 for 24, 131 yards, 0 TDs, 0 interceptions. He got outplayed by Daniels, I think. I think as of right now, Daniels is the better quarterback for sure. His numbers were 21 for 38, 326 yards, and 1 TD. Mm-hmm. Daniels wins this game. We'll see what happens throughout their career. The bright spot for the Bears offense was DeAndre Swift. He had 18 carries for 129 yards, 1 TD. He had a 56-yard touchdown run around the end, which was beautiful to see. Once he gets out there in the wide open like that, he can do some damage. Caleb Williams' offensive line is absolutely trash right now. Bears did lose 3 offensive linemen in this game, so we were already missing Nate Davis, who we signed 2 years ago to a 3-year, $30 million deal. And he is a healthy scratch the last 2 weeks because the coaches don't trust him. So he can't even get in the game. We're paying him $12 million a year, and he's not anywhere to be seen. So we're already behind on that. And then we lost 3 linemen. Caleb Williams running for his life. Not good at all.
And he just doesn't look great as a mobile quarterback. Runs like a giraffe.
He's good at extending plays, but he's not as fast. He's not faster than everybody like he was in college. So it's not going to work. And I don't know if you watched it, but there's D linemen in his face within like half a second. But I think the offensive line was a major concern. The Bears defense was unbelievable the entire game. They were so good at bend but don't break. The one time they do break is on a Hail Mary for 54 yards and a touchdown. And if Tyreek Stevenson keeps his head in the game and finishes that game, I don't think it ends the same way. I think the Hail Mary doesn't happen. I think that was the ultimate football gods being like, fuck you. Like, you're going to be a fucking idiot like this. Like, watch what happens. You're going to lose the game.
Also, let's not forget about the run play to the offensive lineman.
Shane Waldron needs to be held accountable for his play calling again. Like, why are we handing it to Doug Kramer, an offensive lineman who never run the ball, never takes the fucking handoff? You're at the 2-yard line, you give the ball away. The fact that we got down there and scored again was unbelievable in itself. So Washington's kicker absolutely crushed this game. Austin Siebert, he had the 4 kicks. He broke the record for the most points and most field goals by a kicker since 1982. There was a game a few weeks ago where they didn't score any touchdowns. Going back to that Hail Mary, that comes down to coaching. Matt Eberflus is not the right guy for the Chicago Bears. The Tyreek Stevenson thing, like, you look at Andy Reid team or Belichick team, that shit is never, ever going to happen. It starts at the very top, and Eberflus is out here trying to look fucking cool with his hair and shit and not worrying about fucking wins. Tyreek Stevenson's out there trying to look fucking cool in front of the crowd and talk shit, not worrying about the fucking wins and what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Fucking Hail Mary, some bullshit crowd play, and now we're fucking 4-3 instead of 5-2. You know how much better 5-2 sounds than 4-3 going into our fucking division, which is the toughest division in football. We're 4-3 and we're last.
Yeah.
You're 2-6 and you're last. We're 4-3 winning record. We're fucking last because of bullshit like that. So I think Matt Eberflus, at the end of the day, he's in charge of that shit and he needs to figure that shit out. The focus is not there.
Yeah,
they're a good fucking team. The defense is good. Our offensive line is garbage, which we all know that. But we should have won the game. And like shit like the Tyreek Stevenson, that is coaching.
Yeah.
100% comes down to coaching. Accountability, there is none. Apparently, under Eberflus, even after the game, I felt like he didn't take accountability. Eberflus didn't. Tyreek Stevenson came out right away, which, I mean, you got to do that. I honestly don't really know how I feel still. It's been 24 hours, and I'm still like, I don't know how I feel about it, but Eberflus has to take accountability. He's in charge of that ship, and it sank because of him.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, I think after that, we should speed up this blunt break because I need that Blunto right now.
All right, so let's go ahead and spark this thing up, Sparky. El Blunto Verde Especial Silver Diamond Infused. This is a sativa canagar. Looks actually pretty nice.
Damn, Savvy Sativa Steve, baby. Let's go. I'm already fired up, dude. I don't know if I need a sativa.
Jesus.
This is childproof.
Childproof, there it is. All right, let's keep on going through these games. Thursday night game, Vikings 20, Rams 30. Story of the game is Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are back. Offense unstoppable.
Yeah, they looked like a completely different team with those two players. You already know Matthew Stafford's good, so you get a couple good players around them, and they were on fire. Looks like Cooper Kupp no longer going to be traded, which they're right in the thick of things. They're only one game back in the NFC West behind the Arizona Cardinals, so I think you keep them. They're on fire. NFC West isn't that good, so.
Absolutely. Rams are about to make a run.
Yeah, Stafford threw for 4 touchdown passes in this game. The previous 6 games, he had 3 total. So, obviously, you see those 2 receivers back, completely different team. Sean McVay, unbelievable offensive mind, gets the players in the right position, and there's always an open guy on every play, I feel like, and Matthew Stafford's a guy that can come out there and find them.
Absolutely, and like we said last week, will the real Sam Darnold please stand up? And he stood up.
Oh, he stood up.
He stood up.
It was cool to see the first 4 drive of this game were all touchdowns. So if you're an over-better, baby, that's a great way to start the fucking game.
Absolutely. Although 50 points, yeah, definitely went over. Sometimes you score all your points and you freeze. End up being under. Look at the Saints-Chargers game. Real low-scoring game.
They didn't score 4 touchdowns in the first 4 drives.
Saints and Chargers. 8-26 final score. Ladd McConkey, 2 touchdowns, becomes the first Charger rookie in 11 years to have a 100-yard receiving game. That's a crazy stat, especially with those
It's crazy he's their best receiver. Right. They got rid of everybody, and they're still out there beating teams and putting up numbers like that? Like, that's impressive.
Herbert putting up impressive numbers, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, and gets taken down by an ankle by linemen.
That
by
dirty
linemen.
Son of a bitch,
right?
dude.
You saw this play. He's
he
on
fucking
the ground,
gator rolled his fucking ass,
trying
dude.
to get him down.
What?
And Chargers offensive lineman Bradley Bozeman jumps on him.
Yeah, the center gets in there,
Starts
dude.
grabbing him by the helmet, shaking him down.
Dog.
Crazy play.
It's insane that
Personal foul.
It's insane that like dudes are still doing this, knowing that there's about 12 different camera angles on you. You ain't gonna get away with anything, and you're still trying to break his ankle after the play. Like, what are you doing? And up next, we got the Jets at Patriots. Jets lose this one 22-25. Drake May gets a concussion after an 18-yard scramble in this game. He got popped pretty good. Jacoby Brissett, the brisket, comes in, gets the W for him. Patriots snap their 6-game losing streak, so they're now 2-6. So if they're going for that draft pick, not good for that draft pick.
Yeah, Jets are spiraling.
Absolutely spiraling.
Devontae might even ask for another trade.
Yeah, the double trade? Let's go. See ya. Where, Chiefs? What do you think? San Fran?
They got their guy. He's out. Devontae stuck in limbo, buddy.
Yeah.
Too bad.
So there's a direct quote from this after this game from Aaron Rodgers. He says, even in the darkness, you got to go in there and make peace with it. If everybody knows, he goes on those darkness retreats or whatever, right?
Big ayahuasca guy.
Yeah, ayahuasca, darkness, and he's there right now. Do you think this place he's in right now is darker than the dark room he stayed in for a whole weekend?
I don't think he ever saw this in any of those weekends.
Dog, right? This has to be the shit. I'm over here holding this shit. This has to be way darker.
Way darker.
Way darker.
Yeah, they're spiraling, and they really don't even know what to do with themselves. They lost their identity because they're not even a defensive team anymore, and at least under Salah, they used to be a defensive team.
Yeah, they had a defense at least.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's all up to Rodgers, and he can't do it anymore.
No, he cannot.
Nope.
Eagles at Bengals, 37-17 final score.
Eagles win this one. Jalen Hurts, he had himself a day. 16 for 20, 236 yards, 1 TD. He only had four incompletions, 10 carries for 37 yards, 3 rushing TDs. 4 TDs total in the game for that guy, so it was good. Saquon couldn't get in the end zone, so they tush-pushed for those. Saquon had 22 carries for 108 yards, another game over 100 yards for him. Bengals 3-5 after the game. Joey Burr, what's going on, man? They are not looking good.
My favorite stat from this one is the Eagles are 4-0 when A.J. Brown plays. And that's an important stat because, as you guys know, the Eagles have a great receiving core.
That just shows how important A.J. Brown is to that team.
Absolutely.
Like, he is the piece, it looks like.
Yeah.
Without that piece...
He's the glue.
Yeah.
Keep us all together.
And after that, we got Titans at Lions. Lions win this one 52-14. They're now 6-1 in the conference, so they have the NFC's best record. There were 164 yards in punt returns for Detroit. Detroit won the special teams in this one for sure. They went absolutely off. Detroit's defense forced 4 turnovers. Jared Goff was 12 for 15 for 85 yards and 3 TDs. The fact that he only had 85 yards and their team scored 52 points is insane.
Yeah.
And then at one point, the Detroit Lions had more points than Goff had passing yards. They had 42 points in the third quarter. Goff had 28 yards passing. How insane is that? To score that many points and only have fucking 28 yards passing? Crazy.
Calvin Ridley, 10 receptions, 143 yards. He went off. My favorite headline from this is the new running back duo that's formed in Detroit, Sonic and Knuckles from the famous movie.
All right, we got Packers at Jaguars next. Packers win this one 30-27. Jordan Love got injured in this game. It looked like he got hurt earlier in the game, was kind of limping, and then you saw later, I think it was the fourth quarter, one of the number 44, don't remember what his name was, but he kind of bumps him after the play, and that's when it really... He went out after that. Malik Willis comes in the game, and he goes off again. Game-winning touchdown drive.
Yeah, Titans really struggling with these two quarterbacks.
And Malik Willis just comes in, and he looks great. Honestly, I think it's coaching. I think they have a great offensive coach that gets the players in the right positions at the right time.
Yeah.
Because Jordan Love looks great. Malik Willis looks great. So I think that definitely comes down to coaching for sure.
Yeah, it's Coach LaFleur really holding things down over there.
Brandon McManus walks it off for the second week in a row.
Falcons at Bucks. 31-26 final score. Cousins throws for 276 yards and 4 TDs. This guy's going off. Cousins MVP.
Having himself a year, dude.
Falcons first place in the NFC South. Baker Mayfield, not a terrible game, just had no receivers. 37 for 50, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he did throw those 2 interceptions.
Yeah, those interceptions definitely hurt.
One storyline out of this one is Cousins' cousin pitching in the World Series for the New York Yankees.
Cousin's cousin.
Cousin's cousin. Ended up giving up, it wasn't the one that gave up the Grand Slam, but close.
Perfect.
Go blue. Cardinals at Dolphins, 28-27. Tua's back until he's not.
It's going to happen eventually, right?
It's going to happen eventually.
It's just a matter of time, I feel like.
Tua, but decent game, 28 for 38, 234 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 concussions.
They looked way better with him at quarterback, clearly.
Absolutely.
But they still couldn't get the win.
Nah.
You would like to see him get the win with him at the home, too.
Arizona was down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And they end up coming back to win with the walk-off field.
They and the Packers both back-to-back weeks with walk-off field goals. It hasn't happened in I don't know how many years. I can't remember the date, but...
Surprising stats, Kyler Murray not playing the brand new Call of Duty. Instead, playing football, 26 for 36, 307 yards, 2 TDs.
That's one of the better stats line I've seen him have, for sure.
Absolutely.
Marvin Harrison Jr., I was out there having some good catches, too.
Ravens at Browns, 24-29. This game was awesome. Jameis Winston gets to start. Snaps Cleveland's 5-game losing streak.
Let's go. Famous Jameis. It definitely looked like he gave him a boost once fucking Deshaun's out there. He looked way better than Deshaun Watson did.
Oh, 100 times better.
Yeah.
Deshaun getting massages, Jameis, rapping.
Rapping Eminem. He's just a leader. His pregame speeches really get the people going.
Yeah, Lamar, not a bad game. Almost pulled off the win, scrambled around on the final play. Receivers just couldn't get open. Jameis Winston overthrew Elijah Moore in the closing minutes. Kyle Hamilton tries to get his paws on it. Would have ended the game. Ball goes straight through his hands.
He dropped that thing 3 times.
Yeah, unbelievable.
3 different times he dropped it.
Unbelievable. Would have iced the game right there. Ravens would have won the game. We would have all cashed in our bets.
What a cash.
Real tough.
Dang.
Tough. Yeah, but Jameis did what Deshaun Watson could not do in his 19 starts with the Cleveland Browns, and that is throw over 300 yards, which is incredible.
Up next, we have Colts at Texans. Texans win this one 23-20. Storyline of this game is about Anthony Richardson leaving the game. This dude taps out like he's a running back in the middle of a game.
Gotta catch your breath.
Holy cow, I've never seen that.
Never seen
For
it.
it to be week 8 and for him to look that out of shape as a running quarterback is asinine, if you ask me.
Kid's 22 years old, supposed to be in the best shape of his career.
You don't see any. I've never seen a quarterback do it like that. Maybe if they get popped or something, or
you get popped, you get a concussion, you might need to come out for a play. Man. But even then, you're supposed to be a quarterback. You're supposed to be the leader of your team.
He gets up, dude. He's like, "Save me, save me!"
Not just that. You got to remember who you're tapping in. You're tapping in a 40-year-old Joe Flacco.
A 40-year-old Joe Flacco who ran 20 miles per hour on the longest scramble of his career and did not come out of the game after.
No.
So the fact that Anthony Richardson has to and Joe Flacco didn't, something's not right with that quarterback situation going on.
And some people call it immaturity. Some people call it him just being unaware of game situation, him being unaware of
he hasn't played a bunch of football. Even before college, he didn't play a bunch of football. So maybe he's just young and he's gonna figure it out, but it sucks seeing them go through them growing pains with him, and he's not that good, it doesn't look like.
Look at Max Crosby. Max Crosby doesn't take breaks, and we're just used to that, but it's defensive players take breaks.
Right.
This guy just can't be taking breaks.
Joe Mixon had a great game for the Texans. He had 102 yards, 1 TD. He had a 14-yard touchdown run. I don't know if you saw it, though, but it was Marshawn Lynch beast mode. Trucks a guy, spins, walks into the end zone. Unbelievable run. Might be one of the better runs I've seen in a while. Hard, not a long run, but a good hard run, making people miss. Bills at Seahawks. Josh Allen throws his first pick of the season. He went 24 for 34, 283 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Like I said, it was the first pick of the season. He was the last quarterback in the league without a pick. It was impressive to see the Bills go into Seattle and just dominate the way they did with the 12th man and everything. The weather was not that good, though, so I think that's why James Cook had himself a day.
Yeah, Geno Smith just not putting it together anymore. Not looking impressive. Dalton Kincaid gets a touchdown on National Tight End Day as well. Panthers versus Broncos, AFC West versus NFC South. 14-28 final score. Broncos win. Bo Nix throws 3 TDs and runs for 1. 4 TDs for the guy. Unbelievable.
I think Bo Nix is making a run not at Rookie of the Year, but I think
definitely
him and Caleb Williams are
starting to
getting a little more even. There's some pretty good rookie quarterbacks this year in this class.
And Bo Nix, 26 years old, coming into the NFL. He's a little more experienced, a little bit more age. So
he's a senior rookie.
He's a senior rookie, absolutely. Bryce Young gets the start for the Panthers in this game after Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, injures his thumb in a car accident earlier in the week. Terrible stats from him. 24. Actually, not terrible stats from him. 24 for 37, 224 yards, 2 TDs. But he did throw those 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not good.
And you're not going to win games if you turn the ball over. Cortland Sutton, 8 receptions for 100 yards. Good to see him eclipse the 100-yard mark. And Broncos were really in control the entire game. One of the closing sites is from the one of the closing scenes from the game is during the final handshake. A Panther linebacker gets in Sean Payton's face because he thinks he's running up the score.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, pretty funny.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, it's the NFL, and they really only scored 28 points. Monday night primetime game. Cowboys versus 49ers. Historic rivalry. 2 big team fan bases. And both 2 teams rebounding from losses. Teams that have historic wide receivers, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, great fucking teams. Great matchup.
Both of them with losing records, though, this year.
Both of them with losing records.
Was not expected coming into this season.
Not
for sure,
at all.
both of them playoff contenders, you thought.
One of the storylines from this game was Deebo Samuel had pneumonia, was hospitalized 2 days prior to the game. Still played, still had great numbers. George Kittle gets his 500th.
The tight end.
The tight end. The creator of National Tight End Day gets his 500th catch as a 49er. That's an incredible stat in itself.
The timing is just unbelievable. Tight end day, 500th catch. Like, what?
What perfect timing.
This shit's fixed, dude. You can't, yeah.
Dallas -8 in the turnover column on the season.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
Awful.
that's just not good. You're not forcing turnover.
Up next, we got Monday night, Giants at Steelers. This game.
All right, Giants versus Steelers. This game just wrapped up on Monday Night Football. 26-18 final score. Steelers win. George Pickens has 2 touchdowns taken away from him. Terrible. It looked like he was actually in on both of them. It looks like he double tapped that one both feet.
Yeah, I thought they were both touchdowns.
Thought they were both touchdowns.
Definitely.
Yep. Definitely got overturned.
Calvin Austin had a 73-yard punt return, and he also had a receiving touchdown. Him and Devin Hester are 2 of the 3 players to do that on a Monday Night Football game.
Penalties hurt the Giants. They take away 2 touchdowns from them as well, so it's tough to be a Giant right now.
Yeah, that first half was, 6 field goals, no touchdowns. 3 or 4 touchdowns got called back.
Yeah.
3 for sure.
3 for sure. Might have been 4. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only bright side from this game is the Giants do find a run game, so that looks to be the only thing they can put together. Terrible 2-point conversion.
Oh, yeah, the Giants try the swinging gate. Absolute disaster. The linemen are late to get off the ball. The tight end to the left doesn't block a soul, and that defense
Highsmith comes straight through, blows the whole thing up.
Blows it up before it even begins. Like, what the hell? This ain't Pop Warner. This ain't college football. What the hell are you doing out there?
Russell Wilson, star of the game, 20 for 28, 278 yards, and 1 TD. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, after yesterday, that race is pretty much over. It is still early in the season, so you never know. But Jaden Daniels is currently -400. Caleb Williams is +950. Bo Nix back in the conversation, +1,500. But Jaden Daniels is the clear-cut favorite right now. His team is 5-3, and
absolutely. As long as he stays healthy, I'm pretty sure he's got it all a lock. College football Week 9 review. Only 8 unbeaten teams remain.
Navy goes down.
Navy went down. Oregon, Penn State, Miami, Iowa State, BYU, Indiana, Pittsburgh, and Army.
Started off with Friday night's game, number 17, Boise State at UNLV. Boise State wins this one 29-24. Ashton Genty, 128 yards, 1 TD. Definitely not the game we're used to, but a good game all around. And without him having a game like that, they don't win. They ran him hard this game for sure, and UNLV was ready for their run game.
Absolutely. You should have seen them. They put every single body on Genty every single time he was about to get the ball.
They had 8 9-man boxes.
Yeah, he wasn't going anywhere. Saturday slate, Washington State at San Diego State, 29-26 final score. San Diego State almost pulls off the upset.
Should have pulled off
the upset.
Unbelievable.
John Mateer, the Washington State quarterback, looks like a monster out there. Threw 2 touchdowns, ran 2 in. Great numbers from the kid.
The quarterback?
Yeah,
he was unbelievable. He did everything.
He did everything. Threw 2 TDs, ran 2 TDs.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable. He was literally there.
For that team.
SDSU's quarterback Danny O'Neal, the trusty freshman, showing spurts of really good play. 22 for 34, 194 yards, 1 interception. That turnover always comes back to bite us, and that's literally, once again, we would have won this game if he doesn't throw that late interception. SDSU's defense is on fire. They shut down really good teams and are forcing teams to make a lot of adjustments. 14-12 game at half. Defense keeps them in the game. Where do they go from here?
Yeah.
I don't know. We just got to win games, try to stay bowl eligible.
Yeah, you're close, right?
We're close.
You're close.
We're close. Tough game coming up this week against Boise State on Friday. Real tough.
Big game.
Big game.
And the underhit in this game.
By like 3
just
points.
Enough. It's hit every
and
week.
San Diego State covered.
I think one week it didn't hit, right?
Yeah.
1 week?
1 week.
San Diego State. The year. It's been lock of the years.
Yeah.
Not even years. After that, we got Kent State at Western Michigan. It was homecoming for your Broncos. They had some dope gold uniforms out there that were looking fresh, looking good. They played that way, 52-21. 358 yards rushing, winning that homecoming game. Love to see it. Defense forced 4 turnovers. And they got the win. They are the top of the MAC right now. They are undefeated at 3-0. They have a winning record of 5-3. I love where the Broncos are sitting right now. I'm super pumped. They got a bye this week, so.
Also, shout out to whoever runs the Western Michigan football team's social media. Great graphics, whoever does that guy. Does great little cartoons. It's fucking awesome.
I got to look at it.
I reshare them on the page.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're great. Number 12, Notre Dame versus number 24, Navy. Notre Dame absolutely pummels Navy 51-14.
Yeah, Navy had 6 turnovers in this game. They haven't had many turnovers this year, so I think the stage was just a little too big for them. They played at MetLife Stadium in New York. It was a sellout, and Notre Dame was ready to go. So
funniest stat was Notre Dame has scored more touchdowns at MetLife than both the Jets and Giants this season.
That is awesome.
That's a funny stat, right?
Hell yeah, that is great. God, those teams suck, dude. They're both so bad. What are they, 4-12?
Yeah.
The combined record of 4-12? That sucks to live in New York, man, and be a fucking Giants or Jets fan.
And you're about to lose the World Series.
Oh, man. When it rains, it pours.
Tough for New York.
Bad week.
Bad week.
After that, we got number 3, Penn State at Wisconsin. Penn State wins this one 28-13. That's a good road win for Penn State. Wisconsin always hard to play at Camp Randall, that's for sure.
Absolutely. They lost their starting quarterback, Drew Aller, real early in this game.
Yeah, I hope he's back for this upcoming game this week.
Absolutely.
Up next, we got 20 Illinois at number 1 Oregon. Oregon wins this one 38-9. Oregon State absolutely dominated them from the beginning to the end. It was 35-3 at halftime, so that just goes to show you how much they were up at the beginning. Oregon just looks a little too fast. I feel like Illinois could not keep up with them out there.
Now, Dylan Gabriel, absolutely the star of this game, throwing his name in the Heisman hat, 3 touchdowns and runs 1 in, so 4 touchdowns for him. Number 11, BYU versus UCF, 37-24 win for BYU, led by the BY Jew, Jake Retzlaff.
Crushing it still undefeated. Let's go.
16-24, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns. This dude's unbelievable. Steve, you know that there's only 2 non-Mormon QBs that have played at BYU so far?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Who?
BY Jew, Jake Retzlaff, and Jim McMahon, Catholic.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Number 8, LSU at number 15, Texas A&M, Brian Kelly.
Yeah, great comeback win for Texas A&M. It's unbelievable how these special teams and this kicker keeps coming up. And with Brian Kelly, because last week he got the fucking game ball for going up. This week, they fucked the snap up, missed the fucking field goal in the third quarter, and after that, everything fucking crumbles and they lose. So it's I'm sure he lost his shit after they missed it, and after they missed it, it just once he loses it, dude, he lost the whole team. Unbelievable. But the fact that it comes down to that fucking kicker again, I feel so bad for that kid. Hey, so bad for him. Kid
just got a game ball last week. Now he's probably going to fucking lose his scholarship. Poor kid.
Yeah. Fucking Brian Kelly even came out and this quote was that's twice that's happened. It's unacceptable. We have to get it fixed. That's never going to happen again, ever.
Looks like they're holding... Holder tryouts at LSU campus this week.
Never, ever is that happening again.
Florida State versus number 6 Miami, 14-36 win for Miami. Miami wins the Florida State Championship.
Let's go, state champs. This year don't mean shit because those other 2 teams suck. But there was a time there where all 3 of those teams were good, and whoever won that was a real big deal.
Cam Ward definitely are the Heisman favorite. 22 for 35, 208 yards.
After that, we got number 21 Mizzou at number 15 Alabama. Alabama wins it 34-0. If you saw before the game, one of the Alabama linemen came out and he was like, "We're gonna dominate them, crush them. They don't stand a chance." And sure enough, they did. Yeah. I honestly thought he gave them some fuel, but it didn't matter because he was right.
Yeah, Mizzou did play most of this game without their starting quarterback, so little tough.
Yeah, once you lose
them.
that quarterback in going against a good defense like that in an away game, like you're not going to stand a chance in the SEC. We got number 5 Texas at number 25 Vandy. Texas in this one 27-14, and a lot closer game than I think people thought we were going to get.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers throws 3 TDs. Great bounce back game for him, especially after he was benched right before halftime last game.
Yeah, right.
Arch Manning comes in, but then he ends up getting his job back and ends up having a great rebound game. For this week's episode of Weed Talk, we're going to start stepping into a little area we're a little uncomfortable with.
Little uncomfortable. Really don't like talking about it, but it's important, so.
November coming up. It's election time.
It's election time. We got 2 candidates in this election, which no one should really give a fuck. The thing that's important is these 5 states are having a vote to legalize marijuana November 5th.
Absolutely. As you guys know, us here on this sports podcast, we're not just sports, we also talk weed. So,
yeah.
A little bit introduction of...
What are those 5 states?
5 states are Florida, Hawaii, Nebraska, North Dakota, and South Dakota, all trying to legalize weed for the very first time. Florida looking to allow, possess, and purchase use for 21 plus years of age. Hawaii looking to legalize the rec sale and personal cultivation, be able to grow.
Nice. There you go.
Absolutely. Nebraska has 2 measures going in, one to legalize recreational use and one for medicinal use. So they're still a little bit behind on the medicinal use. North Dakota looking to legalize their sale and production of 21 plus. Nice. Important from here, they're going to preserve employer rights regarding the use of cannabis. So your employer
drug testing?
Your employer still can drug test you. But is what they're saying. That it's up to the employer to be able to. Yeah.
Nice.
A little bit more regulated in North Dakota is what they're trying to do. South Dakota, currently medical is legal, but they're going for rec use.
Oh, nice.
One of the important things that comes with legalizing weed is understanding that there's an entity that goes with like regulating it. Because there has to be rules.
Right.
Obviously. Someone has to set those rules. Someone has to go in and spec. Yeah. And one of the important things is that all of these states are going to be putting into effect one of these agencies to make sure that everything's legal
and
up and right.
Everything. Get the
Absolutely.
money.
Get the money. That's the most important thing.
Right.
Money. Who's collecting the money? Where is it going? Exactly. Because one of the most important things is how much money all these states have generated. Now legally,
it's like 20% tax for some states. It depends on the state, but
and it's important because since legalizing cannabis, California has generated over $5 billion in canna tax revenue. That's insane, and that's from a 15% excise tax that's placed on all canna sales.
Right.
So right off the bat, they're getting money. Everybody's going into the dispensaries. They're buying $100 worth of stuff. 15% tax right off the bat. Money. Where's that money going? That money goes to environmental programs. They're cleaning up oceans. They're cleaning up parks. They're cleaning up forests. But not just that, they're also giving money to schools. They're providing after-school programs for kids. They're going in to help sports after-school programs, and that's the important part. Federally, it's about to get reclassified, cannabis to a Schedule I drug. DEA is going to reclassify it.
Depending on how next Tuesday goes.
Absolutely. DEA is probably going to be reclassifying it as well to a Schedule III, which will relax federal restrictions, pave a way for broader medical research and banking opportunities in the cannabis industry, which is going to change the game once again. More
baking?
Money. No, cannabis. Banking.
Oh, I think you said baking. I was like, I'll bake some cannabis.
No, banking. Because right now, one of the, as you've seen, cash, it's mostly cash flow business. So it's going to change the game when it's not federally regulated anymore. And you can start putting in more money into it. It's just going to put more money into it. It's going to build it more.
Better,
more money,
products,
more products, newer stuff,
better projects,
higher potent. Weed's going to get stronger.
Higher. We're just going to get higher. So, to the moon.
Absolutely. A couple other numbers from this. Colorado, who's the longest state to legalize weed, they've made over $16 billion.
$16 billion.
That's an insane amount of money. And that's just since 2014. That's 10 years.
One thing about it, too, though, is like when Colorado did it, they were a lot less regulated as like when California opened up the dispensaries.
Absolutely. And that's why you can see like California legalized in 2018 has only made $5 billion. So obviously that number did.
Right.
I also looked up Illinois just to throw it in there because they're the ones that they barely made their first billion this past July.
No.
So that's
why. How does that work?
Because they had COVID and all that stuff, so it really fucked them up. Yeah. So it's like
because their tax is outrageous. I don't know what it is exactly, but I've seen some like receipts from the Illinois dispensaries, and it is insane how much they charge out there.
Yeah, so it's cool. I mean, this is a side of the weed that you really don't see. We're used to just going to the dispensary and buying our ounce.
For us out here, it's all easy peasy, good to go. Like, we don't have to worry about that shit. No. But in some of these states where we're voting on it, that is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not legal. If you do get pulled over, you are getting in trouble if you have weed in the car.
Absolutely. Like, you might go to jail in some states. Texas,
it is not. Indiana, it is not. Yeah. I think it's decriminalized in Indiana, but it's still like, if you have over probably like a few grams, they're going to give you a citation.
And I mean, that's something that's scary. I mean, you got to remember, you're not always safe, not always legal.
No. When I go back to the Midwest, I fly into Chicago. I always bring stuff from California, fly into Chicago, speed all the way through Illinois. I hit the border of Indiana, speed limit, because it's not legal. So like,
you can't be getting pulled over.
You gotta know what state does what state you're going into, the laws in that state, until it's federally
legal and everybody follows the same rules. Absolutely, and that's why it's important. Get out there and vote. Legalize weed.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Great can of talk.
NCAA college football picture. Top 4, we got Oregon, Georgia, Miami, BYU. BYU jumps into that top 4. They overtake the spot over Iowa State. I feel like their resume for the year is better than Iowa State's at this point, so that's why they're up there. 5 through 10, we got Penn State, Ohio State, Texas, Tennessee, Boise State, Notre Dame. Penn State play Ohio State this week, so that's going to have huge implications on these top 12. Rounding it out, we have Iowa State at 11, Clemson at 12.
Hopefully see Army making their way in soon. They're undefeated.
It's just tough with, I know they're undefeated, but at the end of the day, the college football playoffs are coming down to money, and they're coming down to the big conferences. So even if they are undefeated, I think the only way it happens if Boise State doesn't lose, because I do think they could jump some of those teams, but it's going to be tough to get 2 non-Power 5 conferences into this tournament for sure, because the money is just not there.
Heisman watch. Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel coming out as the favorite, plus 225. Miami quarterback Cam Ward, plus 275. Colorado wide receiver dual threat DB Travis Hunter, plus 400. And Boise State all-star running back Ashton Jeanty, plus 425.
I think with those odds, I think Boise State running back, he's going to have some big weeks just because he's not in a Power 5 conference. So I think his numbers have to be more exaggerated than other players. So I think expect them to keep giving him the rock. And he's got a tough game against San Diego State. They always play tough defense. So this is going to be a big week for him as far as it concerns the Heisman watch. Colorado wide receiver Travis Hunter, plus 400. I think if he still keeps having the season he has, playing both ways, like, it's going to be tough to not get him that Heisman.
Absolutely. Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel, they're the number 1 team in the country right now.
Yeah.
And as long as they stay number 1, he's going to stay at the top of people's lists. And I think until he turns the ball over or Oregon loses games, I think.
Yeah, because it always goes to a quarterback, too.
Exactly.
So not always, but I mean,
it's
the other numbers had to be eye-popping.
Absolutely. As you know, the last running backs to win it were Derrick Henry and Reggie Bush. So Ashton Jeanty's got to be
And Reggie Bush actually has the Heisman again.
Absolutely.
It's legit again.
You got it
back.
It
wasn't legit for 10 years?
10 years.
It's legit
got it back.
again.
You got it back. All right. It's time for our college football Week 10 preview, brought to you by our friends over at Negus Coffee Club. Comes in beans or ground and has some fire flavor notes. The one I got here is the Ethiopia blend. Notes of berry and black tea. Real fire.
Mm-hmm. Like we said last week, you got those weed hangovers in the morning. You're feeling a little slow. Have a nice cup of Negus coffee and get on the go, baby.
Hey, real good coffee. Real good flavor. Give it a try.
Tuesday games. Football marathon continues, baby. Week 4. We got 5 weeks left.
5 weeks
almost
left.
in November, so we're almost halfway through. I'm getting a little tired over here, but I'll push through on like fucking Anthony Richardson. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna get through this shit. All right.
Bring in Flacco.
Yes. Sorry, Flacco, dude. We got this. Wednesday's game. What everybody was calling for last week. We got Jacksonville State at Liberty Bibberty, but unfortunately, Liberty fucking Bibberty blew it last week, so now they have 1 loss.
Jackson State +1. That's the pick.
I mean, it's what we wanted. We got it.
We got it. Friday game for this week. SDSU at Boise State. SDSU +24. I love this pick. I think SDSU is going to play Boise State very tough.
Yeah, I mean, San Diego State is in every game. They're always in the game. They play teams tough. I do think I love +24 in this one, too.
Yeah, take it. Saturday slate. Western Michigan has a bye week.
Yeah, West Michigan has a bye week. They're getting ready for that midweek action, baby. All fired up about
Tuesday
that.
games. Can't wait. Duke at number 6 Miami. Miami -20. I like them. I like them to pump them.
Yeah, Miami's just going to keep it rolling. Cam Ward, let's go. Heisman favorite. Kentucky at number 7 Tennessee this week. Kentucky is 16-point underdogs. We're going to take Kentucky +16 in this one. Nice rivalry game.
Yeah, Kentucky's put up some incredible games against really good teams. Georgia and
Bama.
Bama.
Was it Bama? Georgia. They almost beat Georgia, though.
Yeah, Georgia, Bama, Kansas State last week, and that was a real good game.
Yeah.
They almost beat them. So Kentucky +16. I think that's a great pick. Louisville versus number 9 Clemson. Clemson -11.5. Louisville really hasn't shown us much this year. They got pumped by Notre
Dabo
Dame.
Sweeney's still there, dude. How
Dabo
wrong were we
Swinney.
about that
Right,
one?
we were saying he were calling for his job. He still
Like
got
by
a
week
job.
4, we thought he was going to get fired.
Nope, still there, still dabbing. Dabs for Dabo. We're not doing the Graham Dabber.
No Graham Dabber. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
All right, after that, we got number 19 Pitt at number 22 SMU. Ranked ACC matchup. Pitt 7.5-point underdogs in this game, so we're going to take Pitt +7.5.
Absolutely. I love Pitt. Pitt's undefeated. They look really good. They're pumping teams. I think they're going to pump SMU just like they did everybody else.
Definitely.
Number 4 Ohio State versus number 3 Penn State. This is probably the best game of the weekend.
Yeah, best game of the weekend. Big Ten matchup at Happy Valley. It's going to be tough to get a win in Happy Valley. If Penn State's quarterback is hurt, definitely not going to help them in that regards.
Penn State +4 if the quarterback's healthy. Ohio State -4 if he is
not playing. Might be a game-time decision.
Might be a game-time decision. Air Force versus number 23 Army. Number 23 Army still undefeated. Army -24. I think they're the only Army and Navy are the only 2 armed forces teams that really compete every year. Air Force is not.
Yeah, they're like little brother in there. Yeah.
So I like Army -24. I think this is a more of just a warm-up game for Army until they get to that Armed Forces Championship game.
After that, we got number 1 Oregon at Michigan. You got like Oregon -14.5 in this one. It is traveling pretty far in the East Coast time zone. I'm not sure what time this game is. I'm going to need a time check on this one. If it's an early game, I might like Michigan to cover this one.
One of the notes from this game is Michigan's quarterback did have a quarterback that retired from the game of football this week.
What?
Yeah, stepping away from the game of football. He was going to be a coach. So I think they're already going to be on the back foot without a quarterback.
Was he playing?
I'm pretty sure he was already playing.
It was
a
the starter?
Yeah, it was his 5th concussion.
See ya.
Yeah, so I like Oregon. I think Oregon's going to roll. I think they're the number 1 team in the nation until they're not. So.
Yep.
And Florida versus number 2 Georgia. Georgia -16.5.
Yeah, I like that. Florida is not that good this year. Georgia's been rolling, so look for them to cover that spread.
All right, NFL. These are our picks. Thursday night game, Texans at Jets.
Love Houston -1 in this one. Jets just have not been able to get it together. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams clown show in New York.
Look for Tank Dell to have an explosive game in that one. Sunday slate, Raiders at Bengals. Las Vegas +8. Joey Burrow is stuttering. I like the Raiders to pull off an upset in this one.
Ooh, pull off the upset money line action.
Absolutely.
I definitely love the points in this one. The Raiders keep things close
Take
some
the
way,
points.
somehow.
Take the points.
After that, we got Bears at Cardinals. Bears making the trip out west. Love Chicago +1 in this one. They need a bounce back game after what happened this Sunday. If they come out here and get a loss, that is not good for team morale. They'll be 500, and I just see them maybe spiraling after that. So I think this is a huge week with huge implications on the Bears season.
Absolutely.
So I look for them to come out ready to go this week.
Playing in Arizona, hopefully Kyler Murray focusing on Call of Duty and not the Bears defense.
Yes, I'm about to add him. Do you want to play Call of Duty? Come on, buddy.
Chargers at Browns. Chargers -2. Facing off against famous Jameis.
I can't wait for his pregame speech this week. You know it's going to be good.
Who's he quoting? Ice Cube?
My dear friend Eminem.
From just up
Fat
the road.
Joe from New York.
Dolphins at Bills. Buffalo -6. Tua might get another concussion.
Oh, man. That's like scrambled eggs versus scrambled eggs in their head in that game, dude. Those two guys have been knocked out so many times, it's ridiculous.
Broncos at Ravens. Baltimore -9. This is going to be a good game. I like Bo Nix versus Lamar. This is going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, and we saw it happen to the Ravens this week as a big favorite, so hopefully they have a bounce-back game.
Saints at Panthers. New Orleans -7. This is a toilet bowl game.
Oh, man, we got 2 toilet bowl games this week. This is the first one.
Yeah, until Derek Carr comes back, New Orleans Saints are really tough to watch.
I can't believe they're 7-point favorites.
Yeah.
I like Panthers +7 in this one.
Really? Panthers +7? I like that.
For 7 points,
Yeah,
the
that's a lot of
Saints are
points.
trash.
Commanders at Giants. Washington -3.5. Jaden Daniels looks to be rolling. Daniel Jones, Neanderthal.
He is not good. Jaden Daniels, hopefully he keeps getting healthy. And after that win, their offense was good, so.
Team of Destiny. Team of Destiny.
Fuck. After that, we got Cowboys at Falcons. Love Falcons -3. Cowboys are not having a good year. If they can keep what was rolling in the third, fourth quarter, maybe they'll be all right. But
We were talking about this earlier today. That Michael Penix pick looking way better than we thought.
yeah, I mean, the longer this plays out, and if the Falcons keep winning, it looks like a great pick.
Absolutely. People didn't really know how Kirk O'Banks was going to come off of that Achilles injury, but
Yeah, and they thought he was going to need a receiver and need help, but
he's doing what he can with what he has, and he looks to be teaching Penix to set up for a bright
yeah,
future.
Kirk Cousins is a pro's pro, so to learn from him is good.
That's good
Very
for them.
good.
Good for them. Patriots at Titans. New England +3.
This is the other toilet bowl game of the week, number 2.
Will it be Levi? Will it be Rudolph? Doesn't really matter.
Will Drake May play?
Will Drake may
It's
play?
just a shit show of a game.
Brisket
right here.
show. Who
The
knows?
brisket show.
Jaguars at Eagles. Philadelphia -7.5. They look to be rolling Saquon. Just give Saquon the ball. He'll do the job.
Saquon Hurts had 3 rushing TDs too, so I like him -7 in this game.
Lions at Packers. Detroit -3.5. Game of the week.
This is the best division in football, and these are the top 2 teams. I do like Detroit -3.5 in this one, though. And we'll see how Jordan Love is coming off that injury. If he doesn't play, I really like Detroit -3.5.
Yeah, this one's tough. Against if Malik Willis plays, will he have a good game or will he stutter? Detroit defense playing tough, so.
Yeah, and their special teams is good.
Rams at Seahawks. LA +1.5. I love this game. Puka Nacua back. Cooper Kupp back. Stafford really rolling.
Yeah, Stafford looking good. Sunday night, we have Colts at Vikings. Vikings are -7 favorites. I think if Anthony Richardson plays, I like Vikings -7 in this game.
Absolutely. Joe Flacco looks to be the better option for the Colts right now. Doesn't tap himself out.
Yeah, if Richardson does play, how many breaks is he going to need to get through this game?
Get the guy some oxygen.
Yeah. Maybe a couple wind sprints this week.
Yeah, maybe some midweek conditioning for the guy. Monday night. One of the funniest things was when they were interviewing Bill Belichick, they were asking him about the whole tap out thing. And Bill Belichick was just laughing because he's all like, this is stuff that's supposed to be taken care of during the preseason, not supposed to be worried about.
It's week 8.
Week 8.
Week
Unbelievable.
8. How do you let that happen as a franchise?
Insane.
It's
Insane.
like Jamarcus Russell 2.0. No, I mean, maybe. Like,
Maybe. I mean,
what has he done?
Yeah, nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Monday night game, Buccaneers at Chiefs. Kansas City -8.5. Buccaneers still have no receivers, so this is tough. Chiefs are going to roll them.
Yeah, I like that -8.5. I think Baker Mayfield's going to have at least 2 interceptions, maybe 3 in this game.
Yeah, all right. All right, time for my favorite segment, Puff Puff Puck Talk. Vegas Golden Knights played 3.
You got to move to hockey instead of football? That's tough, dude.
Hey.
It's football season, my man. That's tough.
VGK played 3 games this week, all at home, 6-3, won 3 games versus the Kings, Senators, Sharks, and Flames. Wild Bill Willie Karlsson, back from injury, scores in his first game back. Pretty outstanding goal against the Sharks. Drew the goalie all the way out. Was flopping around like a fish, goes right around the back, dumps it in. Great goal by the Wild Bill.
All right, on the other side, we got the Blackhawks, who are absolutely trash. They lost all 3 games this week. They're now 2-6-1. Added 3 games in that loss column. They are dead last in the Central Division now. They need to make some changes, and they need to make them fast. They have 4 games this week on their West Coast trip. They're starting it off in Colorado. Then they got San Jose, followed by LA Kings and Anaheim Ducks Saturday, Sunday. Bedard Watch, 9 games. He's got 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points total. Last week he was a +2. This week he's a -2 after those 3 losses. I mean, I want more goals out of this guy. You got 9 games, 3 goals. Maybe get him some help, or I don't know what they got to do.
One of my favorite highlights from this week is Max Pacioretty, the former Golden Knight, putting a guy through the glass. Glass shatters. Great video.
Love seeing the glass shatter.
Seeing glass shatter.
The glass shatter.
Fucking awesome. Fucking great video. Teams that are going to be good, as we said before, Florida, Boston, New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers, and LA Kings. Dallas. That's about it. The year of the over. Take your salami every day. Goaltending not that good.
Love
Guys are
some
scoring lots of
salami.
goals. And to close out our show, last week we announced our first ever Spark It Up Sports giveaway, sponsored by our friends over at Red Eye Nation, empowering minds, connecting and uplifting diverse communities through those esports. Join our journey.
Red Eye Nation, baby. Let's go, Dane.
Absolutely. We were gifted this mini freeze Gandalf pipe made by Grav Labs Glass Company, handcrafted since 2004. That's perfect for sampling all your favorite Spark It Up Sports flowers. Store it in your freezer, pre to use. Put it together when you're ready, ice cold ripper. It's a 3-piece set. Disconnect that middle piece. You can connect it to any bong. Any piece comes with a little clip. Very easy to assemble, very easy to clean. All right, now for the contest. How to enter and how to win.
Listen closely.
In order to enter our contest, 3 easy steps.
4 steps.
4 steps, sorry. 4 easy steps. Follow our page, number 1. Number 2, tag 2 friends in the comments. Number 3, we'll give you an extra entry if you repost or share our contest flyer. And number 4, you must be 18 years of age or older to enter and win.
Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Raffle will be held on Monday, December 2nd at the conclusion of our podcast, and we'll see who the lucky winner is. Hopefully get to go live with them. May reach out.
Yeah, we're about a month away, so make sure you're following and commenting on this.
Absolutely. We had a real good response those first few days, so let's keep it up. Let's keep on building. Like our page. Make sure you're telling your friends to like our page as well. All right, that's a wrap for this episode of Spark It Up Sports. Thanks for watching. Like, follow, subscribe.
As a reminder, we put the show out every Thursday. The video can be seen on YouTube. The audio can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon Music.
Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah. Go
Blue.
Bears.
Go Raiders.
Go Broncos.
Roll State.